Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Monday, March 9th, 2015. All right, Friday's announcements. Everybody knows pretty much what happened there. The jobs numbers came out for February, and the market was not impressed. Nor was I, but I usually am not anyway, because I think that I don't know, they get fudged around quite a bit. You know, things are not as rosy as what the government would really like you to think. And I think that that was reflected in what the market, or how the market responded on Friday. Plus, you know, all the other things that are going on around the world. There's a lot of pressure, I think, on stocks. A lot of people talking about bubbles and overvaluation, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that there's a lot of bears lurking out there in the market. So be that as it may, Friday was kind of a disaster from a bullish point of view for most of the indexes anyway. I'm sure that there were a couple of, there were some good stock performers out there. Not everybody pulled back, but certainly a majority did. So for today, nothing that is highlighted here. And a couple of black dots here: Labor Management Conditions Index and TD Ameritrade Investor something or another index. Don't know the details on that. But that's it for today. Let's take a look across the ponds in Asia. Pretty much right across the board, with the exception of Shanghai, and in Europe, right across the board. Some interesting things to read about here. Of course, there's a big email stink going on right now, triggered by Hillary's, use of a private server. Can you imagine if somebody sends her a secret document or something like that, or I don't know, and it's so easy to hack somebody's own server. I don't know, it's just, maybe she just didn't do any. I don't know, at this point, what difference does it make, I guess, right? Okay, let's move on. Alright, over here we're looking as though we may gap down at the open. Gold is up $8, but still well below 1,200. Oil's at 49.42, finally dropped below 50. The euro, or the dollar's at 97.43, and the euro's at $1.08. Well, almost at $1.09 against the dollar. So quite a decline in the last 3 or 4 months. Pretty surprising. Well, not surprising, I guess, considering what's going on over there. They have some issues with the euro, and the International Monetary Fund, or whatever, the European Central Bank, is trying to keep all of its children in line, and they're having a tough time. They really are. But anyway, a great experiment, but probably not going to work out over there. All right, you can see here that I opened a new position in SPX on Friday with this Friday's expiration. We'll take a look at that after getting really knocked upside the head pretty solidly with the bullish position that I had. I turned to bearish, so you can see we have negative delta on this one. So and it looks like as though it's going to be moving in our direction. We'll take a look at that when we go through the A+, which we're going to kick off right now. Alright, first up to bat is Apple. don't have an entry here on Apple. I'm going to throw a target in here. We'll be looking to quite possibly get into Apple. I'm going to throw a couple of targets in here. Oops. That's not a target. There we go. That's a target. I just want to get rid of that. Now we got a bunch of them. Alright. To figure out which side of the mouse to click here, so I know what I'm doing. We have a target in here on Apple, so we're waiting for that one to come and greet us. Amazon, looking, we had an alert in here which is no longer valid. I think this was for Friday. Oh, and by the way, we have a new release of Thinkorswim. I didn't get an email yet. It looks like a major one because they went from 1870.16 to 1872.15. So I imagine since we moved up 2 whole numbers that there was a major release. So there's probably some more bells and whistles that they hung on this thing. Hopefully it doesn't slow it down, but yeah, there's probably more in there. So this alert is no longer valid. I'm not interested in Amazon for a momentum trade at this time. Same thing with Boeing, pretty flat, not interested in anything there. Baidu, on a tear. It struggled on Friday when the rest of the market went negative, but it didn't do too bad compared to the indexes, so we're still waiting for it to come down here and give us an entry. I think that this may actually be an intraday setup here, but we're really kind of early in this thing. I'd like to see it kind of prove itself out a little bit better. That's the problem now. You know, you get a new trend and then it reverses. But looking at this, Chipotle, I'm definitely seeing a downtrend on this. This actually could count as an entry here. I'm going to put an alert on this. It's not clean, but I still want to put an alert on this. Maybe interested in this. 657.40, 658.68 is the current price. So our alert is about $1 lower, so we'll see if it triggers. This isn't because we have an interruption here. It's not really clean and getting above the 50. And we would like to see something pull up here, but I'm going to go ahead and target this right here just as an indicator. And I will list this in the alert category. Kind of grasping at straws here in a way, I guess you could say. Looking at Costco after their earnings, settling down. That's why we want to kind of stay away from these things after earnings until we figure out what they're actually going to do. The Dow on Friday, doesn't look good. Looks like, I don't know, are we in correction territory here? I don't know, I have to set up a chart for a correction. I have this other chart over here that I use once in a while. This one here. So what would a correction be? So hang on. Alright, so the way that I do this is I just go up here to this little wave up here. And I say show price as a percentage. And then I take, well, let's take either one of these candles here. We can say set that as 0. I just right click the bar and say set at 0. And now we have If a correction is 20%, we are now looking at approximately what level, what price level is this? I don't know what price level it is because it's showing as a percentage. Let's see here. So 20% is right about here. So let's just throw a arrow on there. I guess I'm not able to think fast enough this morning. So I'll just throw an arrow. Come on. You're not going to throw an arrow? Throw me an arrow. There we go. That's... Oh, it's white. That's why. Oh, man. I got a lot of stuff out there. Okay. Hang on. Alright, that's what I had to do, is change this back, change the background. So we're looking at around 1686. Yeah, 1690. 1690. I'm going to write that down. So if we get a 20% correction, we're going to be moving down to 1690. If that's what happens. If we get a crash, we're talking 50%, and 50% of 2150 is, 10,050 or something like that. So, or 1,050, I should say, 1,500. I don't know, but anyway, if we get a correction, 20%, that's where we could move to. Now, it looked like we were going to get the correction here. It looked like we were going to, I don't know, here, let's go to auto. There are a lot of places where it looked like we might have been about to get a correction. And it did not happen. So we'll see what happens here also. Alright, so back to the Dow. Let's take a look at gold. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Won't be rolling anytime soon. Google kind of rolled over on us. Yeah, ouch on Google. That's a big move after this powerful surge up. I don't know what to say about it. It might be a buying opportunity, though. So let's throw the old target in here and see what happens. It's actually in setup for a bull put. So on the list it goes. LinkedIn. From a price perspective, not really seeing much of anything going on there. NDX. Yeah, are you going to give us an entry here? Might be interested up there. Netflix. This happens quickly, so you almost have to be watching it. Netflix. It's definitely, and we had a good trade on it last week. It's definitely heading for the tank here. So maybe we'll get an entry over here today. Price line. I say LinkedIn and Netflix. Put those in my intraday because it can move very quickly. Price line also is rolling over, could give us an entry here. So we'll add them to it. Russell. Also heading down, could give us an entry over here. SPX we're already in. Still could look to add to it. We'll see if I'm not afraid to add to it. If we get a little upward surge today and it gives us a possibility for getting in. I wish I could put alerts on these. There may be a way, but I don't know. And what, you know, the kind of alerts that are going to notify me. Tesla missed an opportunity here. Missed an opportunity. This was a nice one right here. But, oh, that's like a double. I wonder why I didn't do anything with that. I don't know. I missed out. I missed my own alert, my own indicator. And of course we have one on Visa as well. So we have plenty to look at intraday here and a couple of others. Chipotle has an alert on it, and Google is kind of in a setup. So lots of opportunities here if we get any sort of little pullback today for the intraday setups. All right, I think that's it for today. I really don't have too much more to say, but watch to see if we do end up in a correction or not. I would say once we do a 5% move and it continues, we may be going to that 20%. Lots of negativity and bearish attitudes out there. So you have a great day. Thank you very much for watching, and happy trading.